Hey guys, so in this video we're going to be talking about how we can connect our Google services such as Google Cloud, YouTube, Gmail, Google Docs, Google Drive into n8n. So for this what we're going to do is we're going to log into Google Cloud Console. So for this we're simply going to Google Cloud Console, sign in, and what we need to do is to click on create a new app. So click over here in the project picker and open a new project. Okay, so once we're here, we're going to name the project n8n test project. Okay, and there we go. It's creating the project, and once the project has been created, we'll simply go into the project, and then we're going to head to API services. Okay, once we're in here, what we need to do first is to select the particular API services that we want to use. So let's say you want this app to connect to Gmail. What you're going to do is to type Gmail over here and then click on the Gmail API and enable this API for this. It's going to take a while, and here we go. So the Gmail API has been enabled. It's going to be the same thing. So what I like to do is I like to use the same app for everything. So if we want to use Google Drive, we're going to use Google Drive's API. Sorry, there we go. Okay, yep, manage this API. Okay, yep, there we go. Okay, so if we want to use, like, let's say we want to use Google Docs, the most common one that you're going to use is going to be Google Sheets, because that's highly important, so I'm going to enable that as well. So we're going to go Google Sheets API and then enable this one. Give it a while. There we go. So, and if you want to use, like, if you want to get YouTube data, like YouTube analytics, so what you're going to do is to type in YouTube and enable the YouTube data and analytics API as well. So each API library result gives the exact description of what enabling that particular API does for you. So if you want to retrieve analytics, you're going to use Google Analytics API, and if you want to schedule jobs, and it's going to, like, there's a whole bunch of stuff that you can do. So let's say I want to use the same API for YouTube as well. So sorry, it's just the same app for YouTube as well. I'm just going to enable the YouTube Analytics API as well. So basically what I like to do is I like to enable as much as I can, so I can use the same credentials, the same client secret and the client ID inside my n8n, so I don't have to keep doing this again and again. So once all my APIs are enabled, I'm simply going to go back to API services and then go to the OAuth consent screen. I'm going to have to get started, give it the app name. So let's say n8n test app. I'm going to give the support email, so it's going to give you an option, which is going to be your email. Then create. So it's going to ask us if it's going to be an internal or external app. If we want to do this for ourselves, then mostly we're going to be using internal apps, so it won't be publishable. But this internal feature is only available for Google Workspace users. So what we're going to do is we're going to use the external app feature for now. And for contact information, I'm going to type in my email, 11@gmail.com, and then click on next. I agree to the API services, create. So yeah, now what I've done is I have actually configured the OAuth consent screen for this. Now what I'm going to do is to create the client OAuth. What's the application type? It's going to be web application. what's gonna be the name? Let's do the client one. This is fine for now. And for the redirect URI, we're gonna get this from n8n. So let's say we're gonna have to connect our Gmail. Let's do Gmail, go back. Your n8n will give you the redirect URI. Copy this, add URI, and then paste. Okay, so once we have added the authorized redirect URIs, we'll simply click on create the OAuth. So what this will do is it will give us the client ID and the client secret. I'm gonna disable this for security reasons after I'm done with this. So just copy this, and then what you're gonna do is to sign in with Google. So before we sign in with Google, one thing that we need to make sure is that inside audience, because our app is not published, we're gonna have to add test users. So what this means is the reason that we need to add test user is because like there is no test user at the moment, and if I try to log in with a user like this user does not have access to the app by being added as a test user. So what happens is that it gives us this access blocked error because the app is not published, so it's not allowing anyone else to access the app except the users that I've allowed. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna simply click over here again. Okay, I'm just being lazy because I don't want to type the email itself, and I have so many test emails. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna add the test user in there and save. So now what happens when we try to log in is that if we sign in now, we can use the same email that was giving an error before. It says the app hasn't been verified, but it does allow us to connect our app to n8n. So you see, connection was successful, and then we can simply go into the account and we can label this answer 05. That's the test email that we were using, and then we can simply rest easy and then save and then close. Okay, so this has been created successfully. Okay, so now for the fun thing. Because we enabled YouTube APIs and YouTube is a product of Google, I can use the same client details. I can go over here, continue, go to my app, go to overview, data access. I can simply head to clients, go to web clients, and then I can simply copy the information of this app, the client ID and the client secret, and I can use the same app to connect to YouTube as well if I have a channel connected to this account as well, obviously. Select this, continue, and there we go. There it is. The connection was successful. I could simply use it to answer 05, and yep, it's that easy. So I connected this particular app, so I can simply now test it. So what we can do is we can create a workflow, add step, Gmail, and then we can go to actions and then get a message. Sorry, not this one. But what we can do is to see that this is working. First of all, it would give us an error if it's not connected properly, but just for testing, I can do get many messages and then select my email and then retrieve any emails that I've gotten on that particular email address. Yep, there we go. Now you guys have seen my email as well. That's totally not a security issue. Alright, so that was it. That is how you can connect Google. Oh, sorry, one more thing before I go. We can simply test YouTube as well. Yeah, my videos are all over the place, but it is what it is. Where do I click for to get a new node? I can simply click over here, YouTube, get a channels. If we do get a channel, we have to specify the channel ID. So instead, for testing, what I like to do is I simply choose get many requests, because that allows us to get as many things that are associated to with that particular account. So yeah, that's that. It gives me all the information for all the channels that are associated with this particular YouTube account. So yeah, that's it. So yeah, that's how we can connect our Gmail. We can do the same for Google Drive. The same OAuth can be used for Google Drive, Google Docs, Google Sheets, as long as we enable the APIs within this particular app. We can do anything that we want. So yeah, that was it. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.